Home Show.
William from Friendswood has a question about molting mortar.
Yes, it's falling off right here, Tom. Right there between the brick and so on right there. And that's a problem, don't you think?
It's ugly. And that's what that always is, cosmetic right there. It's certainly ugly.
Well, here's William asks. See, William writes to us, he says, how should I fix this mortar failure? One repairman suggested stuffing insulation in larger holes, then wetting the insulation and applying new mortar. He also mentioned using caulk in some places. I've seen wasps go in and out of those cracks, so I'm worried about bats. So I guess the wasps weren't enough of a problem. He's thinking those are junior varsity. He's going to go varsity with bats next, right?
Yeah, first off, that's not a place a bat wants to go, so I would not worry about bats. People tend to take a little thing and then there's a little hole there and I saw an ant go in. I'm worried about rattlesnakes. No, you don't have to make it a bigger thing than it is. And wasps get everywhere. That's hard to control. And those single dirt dauber things, they want to build those little nests, and that's part of just controlling pests around your home. As far as that goes, to me, that's just ugly. And that's a freeze-board stone connection that is really not thought out very well. And I'm not going to have you retrim the whole house. It looks like it's mainly on the corner, and a corner gets all the movement, so that's what's happening. Sticking insulation behind there and wetting it is really not going to do anything except put wet insulation behind there, which will eventually dry.
What's going to keep it wet? I mean, it's kind of a silly idea.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So you're not insulated. It's not an energy thing. There's no energy loss there. So in this case, I think you probably will have to remortar it, but I'm wondering if you can even match the color. It's an off color, or maybe it's painted because it's a weird color. Maybe they went back and painted that mortar. But that freeze-board stone or brick connection is supposed to be left free to where it's a nice straight board that has a nice clean line. And whatever the brick or the stone does, those little gaps and things, it's just naturally there. What you'll find in a lot of homes, even with bricks, that they'll do is they'll stagger one brick out, one brick in, one brick out like this. And they're not going to caulk or mortar those holes. It's just a design that they do, and that's just the way it is. So I would rather see no mortar there at all and just leave the gap. And if you get a few wasps in there, you can buy a can of wasp spray and just spray them when you see them, and just spray them and then run in the house. Wasps aren't like bees where they know who you are and they chase you down. Wasps just get a little angry and then they die.
Yeah, do it after dark when they're all in there. I'll just give you a pro tip. Don't do it during the day.
and you know what? It's really not wasps. Everybody thinks about those dirt daubers that get all on the underside of your roof and stuff. And they kind of travel by themselves, so you don't have like a million of them. They're not hornets or yellow jackets or something of that nature. And what they do is they kill spiders, and then they put the spiders in that little mud thing, and then they lay eggs. And then when the eggs hatch, they eat the dead spiders. It's kind of weird. But as far as that goes, they're not going to come after you unless you start trying to whack them with a stick or something. Then they'll get a little angry. But for the most part, they're harmless, and they just leave those little dirt things behind.
We got rid of the mud dauber problem on our patio.
Tell us why. I love this. Yes.
Go
ahead.
We found out that mud daubers, the way to get rid of them is you paint the ceiling of your patio blue. Like a sky blue.
That's right.
And they will not build a nest there because they think they're building it in the sky. And
they don't even look up. They just think it's the sky.
That's right. And I'll tell you this about that. Now, my wife, Sandy, never does anything halfway. So we painted it in blue, and apparently she didn't believe in a cloudless sky. So she hired an artist to come and airbrush clouds up there. And so the mud daubers
I've got a mural by my pool.
Right, that's right. The mud daubers didn't build nests in the clouds either. But I'll tell you what they did do. They didn't have any compunction against building their nests on the trim all around it.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole deal.
Right. But they're not on the ceiling
whole house
anymore.
blue.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Anyway, all right.
That's an old country thing. And just real
is.
quick, another country thing is if you want to keep the flies off your patio, you hang Ziploc bags of water up around the edge. They do this in horse barns, and the flies won't go near it because it freaks them out. They see a million different weird shapes, and it goes through a prism, and the flies will stay away. So there's lots of old country stuff that actually works.
Maybe not with your HOA. You got a question? Go ahead and send it to us. Click on the Ask Tom button right there, and you can send us in a question by writing or a video. We're happy to take them at HomeShowRadio.com because we post a new video there every day, just like this one, answering questions. You can find them on our Facebook page. If you go to our YouTube page, we have a whole section with hundreds and hundreds of these videos we've done over more time than Tom and I want to think about. And you can probably find an answer to your question there.